All right, guys. This is my fourth ever brisket, and by far my best work so far. I got the perfect bark and an excellent smoke ring. First time I got it to go all the way around and connect, and that might have been because I used an offset smoker for the first time, and I just kind of want to go over what made this brisket my best brisket. Personally, I think one of the most important things you can do with cooking a brisket is picking the right brisket. So the ones I've smoked in the past that were not successful, most of those were smaller ones, and I didn't pick them. So I picked this one, and I picked a 14-pound behemoth with tons of fat, and I trimmed that fat off. And as you can see here, I took the fat and used my spray bottle and spritzed that brisket with that fat a couple of times. I didn't have to do it too often. I probably did it 5 or 6 times throughout the smoke because the meat reabsorbed the oil. And this was a very juicy brisket. I probably could have pulled it off a little earlier. I didn't let it get to 205. I pulled it off when the internal temp was in like the 190s and it was probe tender. It really, honestly, the flat was probe tender much quicker than the actual point. And I know some people separate the point and the flat when it's a huge brisket, but I didn't feel the need to do that. So the point was much more tender. The flat was decent. It was good. It was tender in certain parts, and some parts were not as tender, but it all was good. A 14-pound brisket disappeared in about 2 days. So I think that should tell you if you got a good brisket or not. Another key thing was I did not use a binder. Not using a binder, I think, helped me get the best bark that I've made so far. There was a portion of the time where you can look right here. I thought I had messed up looking at the brisket right there, but it just was early on and that bark developed. But yeah, it's a picture of the end result. All right, you guys can check in the comments or the description box for more details about what I did, what seasonings I used, the marinade, all of those good things, and kind of the difference makers, in my opinion.